Hello everyone, today I'm going to be ranking Arsenal maps, so this video will be really simple and basic. Hope you enjoy! So I went on a website called Tier Maker and included every map I've played on Arsenal and left out the maps I've never seen or played before. The maps included in this Tier Maker are 67th Way, Abandoned Arena, Agency, Aircraft, Assault, Beach, Boulevard, Bridge, Complex, Delta, Diner, Dizzy, Dust 2, Glacier, Height Frights, Hillside, Kitchen Chaos, Lunar, Metro, Midtown, Mighty Manor, Poolside, Safe House, Sandtown, Silo 2.0, Street Corner, Subway 2.0, Tuscan, Vertigo, and lastly, Villa. Now before I rank everything, keep in mind that the way I'm ranking these maps is based on how much I personally like playing on them, how much I like the way they look, and how well I think the map is structured for fighting others. For example, let's say hypothetically I absolutely hate the map Villa for the way it looks, but I seem to get good kill counts whenever I play on that map. I wouldn't instantly rank Villa as the worst map just because I think it looks bad. Now on to ranking the maps. The way I'll be going about the ranking of maps in Arsenal is alphabetically. So first up is 67th Way. 67th Way reminds me of a more open version of Boulevard, with the exception that it has more cars, which adds to the difficulty of playing against others and watching out for traffic. It wouldn't be much of an issue, but since the traffic occurs in the middle of the map, you tend to focus on traffic more than the actual players. And because of that, I'd put 67th Way in the bad map section since I'd personally rather be closer to my opponents and not in the way of cars. The next map we'll be reviewing is Abandoned Arena. This map is neither good nor bad, and as such, I don't really care too much for it. Arena isn't flashy, the gameplay is very simplistic, and overall it's just a type of map. I'm going to be placing Arena in the decent map category because it is what it is, a simplistic map with simplistic qualities that deserve to be a middle-of-the-road rated map. Next up we have Agency. There's a two-sided argument for people on this map, with one side saying they hate it and the other that they love it. I'm personally a lover of Agency. Overall, due to its easy to predict spawn and rotate points, the close engagements, and easy navigation, it's a blast to play. The only bad part in my opinion would be that it's so small that players are able to backstab with ease, but then again, it's fun when you're the one doing it. In the end, I love the design and qualities of the map, and as such, I would be ranking Agency in the amazing map category. Next up is Aircraft. This map once again has an audience of both haters and lovers, and while my boyfriend loves this map, I'm not buying it. The map size is perfect for Arsenal, but the navigation gets in the way of the natural flow of the game, and it can be annoying when you just want the game to finish. Overall, it's not a horrible map, but it's not good either, and I'd put it in the decent map category. The next map we'll be taking a look at is Assault. I was originally a hater of this map, but the more I played it, the more I started to like it. The spawn and rotation points are easy to predict, and the map is open but not too much. The only bad part is how often it is that a team can be spawning in one point for an extended period of time, and when you go there to kill them, you get ass raped by 20 reds just waiting for you. Other than that, I'd rate this map as a solid good map. Next up is Beach. This map is a good concept map, but the execution wasn't the best in my opinion. Overall, the map isn't too big or small, has the right amount of map exposure and map cover, but other than that, there's nothing else special about this map. Because of that, I'd rate this as a decent map because it doesn't wow you with gameplay or looks. If you love being shit on from 16 different directions, then you'll love Boulevard. I won't go into much detail about how bad Boulevard is, but I will say it does have some redeeming qualities to it. For example, the fact that anytime you play this map and someone gets on the golden knife, you have a good chance to catch up, as it takes some time for even a good player to get a backstab on this map with all of its open space. Because of that, I'd rate this as a bad map. The next map we'll be talking about is Bridge. In my opinion, this map is the definition of chaos. Most of the action goes down in the underside part of the bridge, but once you jump down, you find yourself getting mauled by a wave of opposing teams. I like the concept of the map a lot, but I wish there was more to it than just one area for action, because once you take out everyone on the underside part of the bridge, you have to travel back to the top of the land, or go through tunnels to get more kills, which makes the game go by pretty slow. Overall, I'd rate this map as a bad map. Next up is Complex, and this map is just bad. Without a doubt, this is my least favorite map in all of Arsenal, and I find myself leaving if Complex is voted due to how appalling it is. This map is 3 stories of both congestion and openness at the same time, and you will never feel more naked in a map than this one. Another issue is its color scheme. Although the color isn't the worst, the red team is easily able to blend into the background, while blue is spotted easier than Lizzo. Although it isn't likely anytime soon, I'm really hoping this map gets taken out of rotation and kept out, and because of that, I'm rating this as the worst map in Arsenal. Next up is Delta. Some of you might not even know what this map is, and you should consider yourself very lucky. Delta was only out for a little bit for the Arsenal birthday event, and the congestion and overall bad color scheme and design will leave you shitting from your mouth for hours. This goes without saying that I'm rating this as one of the worst maps. The next map up is Diner. The first thing I thought playing this map was that it's very aesthetically pleasing. This map is perfect if you're good at shooting from long distances, and although the map is a little too open, there are some pretty good hiding spots inside of the diner if you need to take a second to reload or dodge weapons. Although just like with 67th Way, I'd rather be closer to my opponents rather than being forced to shoot long range. That being said, I'd rate this map as a decent map since I don't have many complaints about it. Next up we got Dizzy. Dizzy is without a doubt Arsenal's gem map. When you think of Arsenal, you think of Dizzy. It's simple. But it's simple in a good way. Overall, the map is small but not congested. Open, but not too much. And overall, everything was just balanced down to a T, and anytime Dizzy is able to be voted for, I find myself voting for it over any other map. That being said, I'm rating it as an amazing map. Next up is Dust 2, the classic CSGO/C bro map. Personally, I really like this map even if it is a little too big. I like the alternation between rooftops to the ground, as it adds a bit of randomness to the gameplay as compared to other games which only have one area to fight. I wish this map stayed in rotation though because it was a classic. RIP Dust 2. Since I really don't have anything bad to say about this map other than its size, I would rate this map as a good map. The next map up is Glacier. Although Glacier is easily Arsenal's most aesthetically pleasing and best looking map, I find it's too easy to win or lose on this map. In the words of Obi-Wan,
"It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!"
If you get on the high ground in this map, you won. That's it. Period. Other than that, I'd rate it as a decent map since although the looks are astoundingly good, the spawn points and ease of winning through the high ground bring it down. Next up is Height Frights. And just like Glacier, it looks like a really cool map, but due to its huge size and side attractions, it takes away from Arsenal's core gameplay, to kill and win. Anytime this map is chosen, people like to go on the Ferris wheel, the roller coaster, the drop coaster, and basically do anything but play and instead mess around. And although I don't have an issue with people messing around, it's different when you have a whole enemy team messing around when you just want to play. Because of this, I'd rate this map as one of Arsenal's worst maps. The next map up is Hillside. Hillside is a solid map overall, but due to its uneven ground and overall confusion, it brings down the fun on this map. When you want to play Hillside, you try your best to refrain from smashing your computer when someone sneaks around the hill just to backstab you. But honestly, the hill is slightly too big in terms of how much space it takes up and just the surrounding area it leaves for an overall unpleasant experience. And because of that, I'd rate this map as a bad map since there are better map choices to play. The next map is Kitchen Chaos. Now, if we were ranking the old Kitchen Chaos, it'd definitely be higher, but due to its long glitch issue near the dresser and the recent update that revamped it, it's dropped off. Overall, the old version of Kitchen Chaos was better in terms of solid gameplay. You play this map for fun, and now there's all these side areas you can go to which slows down the pace of the game, and due to this, I'd rate it as a decent map. Next up, we have Lunar. To a first-time player, it might seem really good, but the more you play it, the more flaws you find in it. Lunar is an extremely long and narrow map that has 3 paths to go through, those being left, middle, and right. And God forbid if you try to flank the team by the time you get there, they'll flip to the other side of the map. And although I do like the slight added difficulty of the areas in the middle of the map in which you can fall and lose a level through, it is far too abundant as this is supposed to be the main fighting area and 20 people falling to their death isn't exactly fun. If it wasn't for this factor, I would have rated it higher, but since it was, I'd put this in the bad map section. Next up is Metro. This is a map in which players are all over on. Some hate it, others are just mad towards it, and some love it. I'm personally just mad towards it, as it's big and crowded, but it's oddly fun to play. The huge redeeming factor for this map was the 4-team gameplay mode. It was extremely fun to play with the chaos of 4 teams on Metro. That being said, I'd rate it as a decent map and would like for it to be put back into rotation and a map such as Complex being removed in exchange for it. The next map up is Midtown. This map reminds me of Tuscan, but less congested. When I first played this map, it took a bit of getting used to, but I think there's a perfect amount of props in the map, and I think the map is pretty fun to play. This map is definitely good if you want a change of pace. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this map as a good map. The next map up is Mighty Manor. At first glance, it looks like a huge map, but if you have enough players, it's actually sized pretty good. The spawn points were easy to predict, the map was fun to play, and it was overall just a good experience for Halloween. It's quite a shame that Height Fright stayed in rotation instead of this map. I'd rank Manor as a decent map considering that it was at times difficult to navigate, but was overall a very fun experience. Next up is Poolside. Originally, I was a hater of this map because just like Complex, players blended in with the background, but the more I played it, the more attached I got. Although it shares the same quality with Complex, this map is so much better in terms of gameplay and design. It's a map that's a bit too big and a bit too open, but it's a solid map in terms of actual gameplay. That being said, I'd give it a rating of a bad map. The next map we'll be taking a look at is Safe House. This is a really nice, fast-paced map that has a lot of fighting on all sides of the map that doesn't require hours to get to, and is overall very solid. The only downside is the option for campers or trollers who like to sit in the inside of the house and backstab you at worst times. Another nice factor to the map is how often the developers add festivities to the map with the most recent Halloween and Christmas updates, and it was just a great experience. That being said, I'd rate Safe House as a good map. Next up, we have another map that could easily be debated as Arsenal's gem map, and that's Sandtown. This map, just like Dizzy, is perfectly sized, which allows both teams to fight constantly, but is big enough to have a chance to go behind cover and regain health. Not to mention the spawns are a good distance apart and are extremely easy to memorize. That being said, I'd rate this as an amazing map. The next map, known as Silo 2.0, is comically bad. The long narrow corridors and the massive opening in the middle with areas to fall off leaves you with an unpleasant experience while you play. Due to these factors, it should come as no surprise that I would rate Silo 2.0 as one of the worst maps in Arsenal, and I hope it stays out of rotation for good. Following Silo 2.0, we have Street Corner. Street Corner is a map that I'd personally believe people need to get accustomed to in order to truly enjoy. It's a very small map that has fighting in both street and sewer levels, but has a majority of fights in the sewer area. The spawns for this map are good, as when you spawn, you are allowed to take a breather before you jump back into the madness that is Street Corner. The design of Street Corner is definitely solid, and it's a fairly original idea that I can't recall any other developer doing other than Prisman of Assassin, but even then was very different. That being said, I'd rate Street Corner as a good map. The next map is Subway 2.0. Let me go ahead and say right off the bat, I love this map a lot. It reminds me of Abandoned Arena, but better. The map has perfect spawn points, and one basic area where all the action goes down. Basically, it's a simplistic yet nice map which makes games fast-paced. And out of all the newer maps that came out recently, I hope this one sticks around. That being said, I'm rating this map as an amazing map. Next up, we've got Tuscan. I'm not really a big fan of this map at all because of how congested it is, and I easily mistake props for players and accidentally shoot at a prop because of my poor eyesight, so rip me. I like the vibe of this map, but I just wish it was a bit more spacious and had more areas to navigate through. Other than that, I don't have much to say about this map, so I'll go ahead and rank this map as a bad map. Second to last is the map Vertigo. I have mixed feelings about this map. It reminds me of aircraft since there's a lot of shipping containers on it, and I like the simplicity of this map a lot. But every time I've played this map, I found that it's somewhat difficult to find people on opposing teams. I get lost on this map myself trying to find others, and end up getting shot from the backside a lot because I'm too busy trying to find anyone in general. I'd rate this map as a bad map because I prefer other maps to it, and I just can't help but think of this map as being a knockoff of aircraft. Lastly, we have the map Villa. Villa is a very simple map, but the design, spawn points, and the smooth gameplay qualities make this much more than your average map. The sizing is perfect and overall everything relating to its gameplay is spot on. You have time to spawn, you can get to one side of the map to the other very quickly, and although it's very narrow, it gets it done. That being said, I'd rate Villa as an amazing map. Alrighty, so that brings us to the end of this overly detailed tier making video regarding maps in Arsenal. If you made it this far, be sure to comment in the comments below what you agreed and what you didn't agree with when it comes to my ranking of maps in Arsenal. Please keep in mind that yet again this is an opinion-based video and there are no right or wrong answers. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.